Book on the crossover, gets inside and hammers it down. Suns, Booker for the win. Yes! Richardson, the head, look out. Hello. Amari's got him. Booker, this is for the win.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Valley Podcast. Your Suns get an unbelievable win, and they escape a crazy opportunity for overtime. I really thought that shot was going in, Coach. Why don't you take me through your thoughts on that last shot? Because that would have been, as they said in the postgame show, that would have been the single greatest attempt to tie a game or a buzzer beater ever. I think it was. He almost sunk it. You're muted.
Sadly, it was. But when I saw that he was going to miss and it bounced off the rim, I was like, game over. Game over. And then I saw what it did. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe how close that was to just blowing that game.
I'm happy, though. So I'm going to keep it light. I'm going to keep it light and fresh. Welcome, everybody, to the Valley Podcast. Hey, guys, we've got a champ about to join us, Romp 2.0. He's been live streaming since that shot happened. He's been on live with Geek. Romp, we appreciate you. Man, you're like a journeyman. You're going all night, bro. I hope you got some Gatorade or something. No, man, we appreciate you coming on, bro. How was it with Geek?
I was good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk with the Valley Podcast, the No Filter Suns podcast.
Oh no, it's the late night crew tonight, bro.
It's the late night crew, and I can't wait to hear your guys' perspective. I'm not gonna lie, I just went through an hour podcast. I forgot there was a game tonight. That's how much we talked, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
Well, let me start it off. Let's start off with Ayton versus Embiid.
Hey, before we get into that, this feels so weird being this long without Salty, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I miss Salty. I know.
We need to give a big shout out to
Great
Salty.
point.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but here he said it. He's getting another procedure tomorrow. So everybody wanna show him a like, show him a follow on Twitter, show him some love on here. Yeah. We just wish him the best. So, my mind's, ever since he told me he was getting another one, my day's been kind of shot, So everything's just been really secondary to me. So my thoughts and prayers are just with Salty
Absolutely,
right now. And then if Embiid would have made that shot, I think I would have just been done with living, honestly.
That was crazy.
Yeah, dude. That shot looked dead on from the second it left his hand. Man, he's so strong. He's so much bigger than everyone. Like, Ayton really does look big against other centers. He looks like a power forward standing up next to Embiid.
Yeah, that's what I was saying on the other podcast. I think the reason you're seeing Jokic and Embiid dominate so much this year is just because the new NBA that centers have to guard 1 through 5. They're more skinny now. I think it's come back to haunt the rest of the league because no one can match up physically with Embiid and Jokic. It's crazy. Like, every night I feel like Embiid has a mismatch, and it's true. It's like, what's he playing against? Like, fourth graders? It's crazy.
And he knows it, Romp. That's the thing. See, we had a game up against the Rockets, 2 Rockets games ago. Coach, tell me if you remember this, where Ayton's going up against Christian Wood. And about halfway through the second quarter, he realized, oh, my gosh, he's way too small for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can abuse this. I should abuse this. And it's like Embiid has been in that mindset how many seasons now? I mean, how long has he had that attitude? That's what, in my opinion, really the only thing that separates. So I can understand Embiid bullying and dominating Ayton, which I don't think he did tonight. I don't
think the rules allow centers to bully anymore because Embiid used to in the past in the Celtics series like a couple years ago. he would try to just bulldoze people and he would get called for charges. Centers can't really I think the reason you see Embiid at the top of the key a lot dribbling around is because he has to adjust to today's NBA. You can't be physical or you're going to get a charge. Like, imagine if Embiid used all his force. I mean, you saw it a couple times tonight. He kind of got out of control with it, or he'll get called for a charge. It's just the way the NBA is today.
Coach, what did you think of that matchup tonight?
Am I sounding better now?
Yeah,
I was messing with a whole bunch of audio stuff earlier and forgot to turn that down. So hopefully that's better. Man, Embiid, man, I'm sure y'all saw my tweets today. I can't stand him, man.
I love it.
I cannot stand him. I appreciate bully ball. Don't get me wrong, I do. I would prefer bully ball. But you can't be pushing off every single damn time and crying every damn time and traveling like he did. I don't know how many times he didn't get called for a travel. I don't know how many times him and Mike got pushed off every single time and then whined and cried about it like not Jokic. God, no, not like him, like Luka. Once you do that and you do it 3, 4, 5 times in a row, done. I'm done with that. That is such a trash way to foul bait people, man. And to push off and then expect a call, that's awful. And I've been thinking Embiid or Joker. Man, after seeing this tonight and after seeing this 17 times, no, man, I am all for Joker. He doesn't get nearly the calls that Embiid does. Doesn't get nearly the free throw attempts Embiid does. The Suns as a whole team don't get the free throw attempts Embiid does.
But
I disagree.
I will say he does flop time to time, but that's new age NBA. He's smart with it. He does little up and unders, gets the foul, and there's times where he gets killed and they don't call it because he's bigger than everyone. He's way bigger, and a lot of times it looks like it's not a foul because he's so big and he doesn't get affected by it. But I'm telling you, he does.
And I watched Shaq play though.
You want to talk, bro?
You want to talk about getting hacked and not getting called? Go back and watch Shaquille O'Neal, who probably got 40% of the calls he really should have. But if he's the one instigating the contact, putting his shoulder in or pushing off, at that point it's fair game, man. It's fair game if you're going to play that way. You can't do that.
If he was in Shaq's era, he would be able to push back. He can't push back this era or he's going to get a charge call.
He got so many charge calls and backing down calls, just Shaq did. He got so many. People forget that. He got so many. He had to. I
didn't realize you hated Embiid this much, Coach. This is new.
I hate any players that do this.
But so you're saying he didn't get fouled tonight?
No. I'm saying he got fouled. But if you're expecting a foul to get called after you push off and after you lead with your shoulder, no, you're instigating that contact. You're bringing the contact to you. So if you're going to push,
he complained tonight, but I've been watching every game. He doesn't complain like that. Usually, he was just pissed off for some reason. I will say that was
so. Were they D'ing him up differently? Was he getting frustrated?
I mean, the Suns they were
fronting him, yeah,
which was really smart. And no one on the Sixers could give him a pass because they're terrible. But I mean, everyone says Embiid flops, but there's times where he just doesn't get calls, and it's I don't know, in the whole Jokic argument, Jokic doesn't play defense like Embiid, so I think
and Embiid doesn't play make like Joker with triple doubles.
I'm not saying I think Joker is a better offensive player, but I don't think it's far in between. I think Joker's playmaking is wonderful, but I think Embiid offensively isn't far away from him, and he just had an 8-assist game the other night. I'm not saying I think offensively Joker's better, but not as much as you made it seem.
No, I would agree. I would agree with that. I think it's close. I think Joker is a little bit better, but it's just what Darth just said there. It's just the foul baiting type of basketball that I hate and I can't stand. That's why I hate Luka so much. That's why I hated Ginobili. All that stuff. I didn't really see a lot of flopping per se, especially on defense. I consider flopping more on the defensive side. Now I know players when they're dribbling, they go, everybody sees, you tapped me on the arm. I don't see him doing a lot of that. thank God. So I don't know about the flopping, and I haven't seen enough. But what I did see is that when the frustration came and he started throwing elbows, he wanted to complain about the other calls, and that's what pissed me off. I am all for him going off for 40-plus points like he did against Phoenix before. It's the instigating and then complaining afterwards when you're the one that started that.
I guess you could have that, but there's a point in the first quarter he got triple teamed, and I don't think it was a foul. But if I'm Embiid, I would have been pissed because there was a lot of contact. So like, I don't know. Embiid doesn't really complain a lot, so I don't know.
So something had him fired up this game specifically.
Like he was pissed off. Like I never seen him like that. I think it was because, I mean, look at who we had out there. Like you can't pass it. We're running pick and rolls with Danny Green, for Christ's sake. And then Matisse Thybulle played wonderful defense tonight, but you can't trust him with the ball. He had 0 points. It's just like, I think just the amount of pressure he had on tonight really just pissed him off. And then when he realized, 3 guys are on me and I can't rely on my teammates, it's kind of like, I'm going to blame the ref now. So I'll give you the complaining, but I think he gets fouled a lot. And I think it's because he just physically dominates everyone.
Totally a fair argument. I can't argue that one. I haven't seen enough of the 76ers games, but the dude is unguardable.
I will say this. I will also give you a point. I think there is points where Embiid tries to. Doc Rivers even said this at one point when he was struggling in a game, and in the post-game press conference, he was like, Embiid was looking to get fouled rather than gets to score, and Embiid does get in those ruts where he's looking to get fouled rather than go through someone and score. And I think that he needs to work on that for sure. So I'll give you that point.
So real quick, I just had a thought and escaped me. Okay, so there's 3 or 4 times that this happened where.
Shout out to Salty. He's laying in a hospital bed, dropping flames right now. He's got me dying laughing. Like oh my gosh. He said Embiid makes Ayton look like a junior varsity player. Ayton has been playing great.
He had a great defensive game. He played well tonight. Offensively, no.
Tonight he made Ayton look like a scrappy JV player who's on the come up. And once he gets a year older, he'll get to play on varsity. But right now it's Embiid's time. And Embiid is going Division I and then first overall. Like, that's what it feels like when I watch those two play each other. I'm very happy with the growth that Ayton is showing everyone. I'm very excited about Ayton. I have nothing bad to say except for when I see him play Embiid, it's like, damn.
But he got called for weak ass fouls.
He played very good defense against Embiid. And Embiid just moves him.
Yeah.
He moves him the way that LeBron James moves Mikal Bridges when Mikal guards LeBron. It's just he just slides him to the rim.
It's like a 300-pound tackle and a cornerback coming on the other side.
It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. I mean, he makes me feel like, and this is gonna sound crazy because I want Chris Paul to win the MVP. Why? Because I'm a Suns fan. Okay, that's it. When I watch Embiid play tonight, now it looked like a hurt MVP. So they're going to have to decide whether or not his injuries are going to keep him from getting the MVP. But his type of impact when he comes into the game, that 3 that he hit to bring it back to being really close at the very end, things like that. Ayton won't even take threes. Like,
thank God.
Here's something I want to know from. Okay, that kind of answers my question. Everybody in the chat, tell me this. Like, does it bother anyone or is it just me that when Ayton gets the ball at the top of the key and Embiid is standing 6 feet away from him, begging him to shoot a 3, does anyone but me want Ayton to start pulling that 3? Because I like Ayton's shot. I like his release. And I think that
his 3-point release.
It's flat, man. He doesn't come up with it. He goes like,
I just feel like the only way that's ever going to get ironed out is he has to start taking them. Like, hey, we found out with Bender, he can't shoot 3s. He just can't. Now, we haven't even really found out with Ayton. Like, give Ayton just I don't know, man. All these threes that Jay Crowder is hucking at the rim and bricking off the side of the backboard. Can I just get like 1 or 2 from Ayton? Take 1 or 2 away from Jay Crowder's 11 threes every night and give them to Ayton. That's all I'm asking. Still too much?
If we go into next year and in the 7-8 games of the preseason, he shoots 30%. We can have a different conversation. Right now, I don't even want him to focus on that. That's just me.
Because maybe I just believe in DA's talent that much, too much.
Good man. Keep drinking that Kool-Aid.
I like Salty's comment. Salty said Embiid can dribble too, and that separates Embiid from a lot of centers. Jokic can dribble also. That's what Ayton's got to get if he wants to take it to the next level, because the Suns took away the post for Embiid tonight with the fronting and whatever it was. And Embiid took it to the perimeter and was dribbling around and operating from there. And that just is a new element to his game. Well, he had it in the past, he just didn't use it as much.
I wanted to ask earlier, it seemed as if that the Suns definitely had Embiid in his feelings tonight. But have you ever seen Embiid dribbling to the basket, lose control and fall and travel or have to do a bailout pass as much as he has tonight?
Yes, a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Playoffs in the past, that was his biggest issue. And the Suns I think he had 8 turnovers tonight. They did a wonderful job on Embiid, and the fact that he had 38 points is crazy.
So I wish he didn't get 38 because it makes this question sound really bad, okay? But you watch everyone.
Yes, he had a bad game. I think it was a bad
Embiid
game.
Okay. Well, what I wanted to more specifically say is, like, you watch every big D up Embiid, right? Because you watch Embiid go to work on everyone.
You watch Gobert and Joker and everyone, yeah.
How would you rate Ayton's performance defensively against this young lion?
I texted Suns Geek in the first quarter. I was like, the Suns are the only team that doesn't double Embiid immediately. And I think that's the trust in Ayton, because I think in the first quarter they didn't do their fronting thing and they didn't double. But then the Sixers got off to a fast start. But I think Ayton does a good job in like not allowing him to get in the paint. I think he forces him to jumpers a lot and contested jumpers. So I think Ayton played really well tonight, even though the stats were kind of underwhelming. And offensively, Ayton just can't do much against Embiid because, I mean, if you post him up, is Embiid going to move?
No.
He doesn't have the dribbling or anything to get around him, so.
He doesn't have the belief that he can either. Yeah. He had that belief when he was in Arizona. I don't know why. He really believed, and he made great post moves. Dude, you watch his Arizona highlights, you're like, who is this guy? Because he doesn't move like that in the NBA very often. I think he can. I just think that he doesn't want to screw up, you know? I don't know. If we were giving him as many opportunities as Embiid, man, I just think Ayton's points wise could be closer. I think.
But do you want him to get that many opportunities?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That's taking away Chris Paul dribbling, doing his mid-range jumpers. That's taking away D-Book, point book.
How about we just shave off like 3 more of Jay Crowder's threes? Okay, so we'll pull him back down to maybe like just 7 threes a night. That's another question I wanted to ask you, Coach, and anyone in the chat. Is there anyone on the Suns team that's more streaky than Jay Crowder? Streaky.
I would say possibly Javon. Carter.
Okay.
Possibly Javon. But overall, throughout this whole year, I mean, that's been his MO. That's been his MO everywhere he's gone. We heard the Utah broadcast team say it. I heard the Miami broadcast team say it. Like, he's just, dude is up and down. He is who he is.
He's always in the right spot, though.
I want to say shout out to Suns Geek, man. Of course, man. We always support your stream. Dude, you guys killed it. Can't believe Romp has the energy to keep going, man. But
dude, I'm just getting started.
Who knows what he's drinking? He's too young. Can't be anything too crazy.
So, Romp, thanks for coming back after you ghosted us last time.
Dude, I'm sorry, Coach. I didn't take it so personally.
What happened? Did a chick come through? Was she like, "Hey, I'm at your house"? Like,
dude, I was so fried that day. Like I was so tired, and
I was so tired. I'm just gonna log off and not say anything.
No. I texted Gabe because I thought it was gonna be like because Gabe said he needed someone, so I thought it was like, oh, me and Gabe, because I felt like the nice guy to do it. He just needs one guy here, but then I was in the thing, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be like a zombie. I just didn't have it.
Worries,
I would have held you back. I would have put on DeAndre Ayton of like middle of the season, DeAndre Ayton when he was trash. But I apologize. I'm making it up to you now. Coach, please accept my apology.
Please,
absolutely. Absolutely. But I heard you talking with Geek about Philly fans in general, and we all know Philly fans, and they were playing the Vikings a couple years ago, the Eagles were, and somebody was throwing full cans of beer at somebody walking by. Like, Philly fans are gonna go insane. The one thing I like about the last pod that you were on with Geek, which everybody should check out on YouTube if you haven't already, was you guys call it like it is and you hold your stars accountable. Yeah. God, if we say anything bad about Booker ever, we're the worst podcast. We need to be deleted and canceled, and but that's honestly why we're doing it, because we feel like the Phoenix mainstream media, what's up, kids? The Phoenix mainstream media isn't going to talk bad on anybody. That's why we're here. We want to. So talking bad about a franchise's favorite player is nothing new in Philly, right? Like, you guys do this all the time.
Dude, Embiid was getting grilled 2 games ago when we played the Pelicans. We got destroyed and they didn't show up. And people were on the radio just like, oh, he's back to his old ways. He's not conditioned, blah, 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 blah. It's crazy, and it's weird because, like, I remember talking to Suns Geek one night, and I was like, dude, if James Jones was in Philly, he would be getting roasted right now for not getting a backup center. And I just found that, like, crazy, like, how you guys, like, didn't, like it wasn't that big of a deal that James Jones didn't go and get a backup center. Because, like, Daryl Morey's even getting slack for not getting Kyle Lowry or someone. So it's just interesting to see, like, the different ways of media. And I'm not saying Philly's way is right, because believe me, we have some terrible, terrible takes. But it's a world of difference, I guess you could say.
So, Gabe, you're a Bears fan, and you've showed me a couple of Bears podcasts where these guys are just going to go in on the star players. So knowing Philly, your Chicago market, I have a feeling Nebraska football is going to just dog anybody the second they lose, right? I have a feeling they're insane. But then there's the Phoenix market. We're more passive.
Huskers lie to themselves.
You kind of know the Portland market,
like Cowboys fans.
Oh, so talk to me about the difference. Talk to me about the difference with, like, the Chicago, the Philly market, and Phoenix, and just not holding stars accountable or not being allowed to say anything bad about them. Like, you've noticed it, right?
Yeah, I have noticed it, but I thought that we were the only ones that talk bad about Booker and stuff like that when they do poorly. But the more I started watching these other guys and podcasts and stuff, I think it's more the mainstream media. You don't ever really hear anything. Like, they just, first of all, they don't talk about the Suns, period. It's like they don't have time to talk bad about them because they don't talk about them, period. So, but yeah, man, no. Darth was saying efficient Booker. Remember that guy? I want to talk about Matthias Thybulle.
Matthias.
He didn't get the W. He doesn't. I don't have to figure his name out. All right, if he
from
won,
Washington,
I would have learned his name. Listen, who would you rather have, Romp? Mikal or him?
Oh, Mikal, no doubt.
Why?
Because offensively, as you saw tonight, he put up a 0, and you could literally play off of him, and they double Embiid. They literally disrespect Thybulle because his shot is hideous.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, he just looked so good on defense. It was scary.
Ben Simmons said if he played my minutes, he would be Defensive Player of the Year easily. But the thing is, his offense is so bad. It's like you can only play him so long before he gets exposed.
I really underestimated how good y'all are on defense, period.
Just because it's Embiid. It's Embiid. It really is. Like, I literally said when the James Harden rumors are going around, I was like, our defense is still going to be elite if we get James Harden because Embiid packs the lane. Like, sometimes there's like, you saw DA got his floaters because he kind of falls asleep some possessions because he gets lazy. But when he's engaged, like, he's incredible. He literally called out a play in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was like 2 minutes ago. He like played off the pick and roll, and it really, like, he literally landed in the spot where he was supposed to be, and he called out. He was like, and he did it in 2 games ago. So his defense is incredibly underrated, and he should be Defensive Player of the Year, not Ben Simmons. But that's another story.
Hot take. I mean,
that's another question.
Rudy's the best one. Rudy's depoy, but
that's the other question I had for you. I've heard you talk a little bit about Ben Simmons. I want to know, on average, Philly fan, are y'all done with Ben Simmons? Because
it sounds like it.
Listen, obviously Embiid is it, and the notion is these two guys aren't ideal playing with each other because of their styles. So Embiid is it. You're not moving off Embiid. You're not moving off Embiid.
I think if Ben commits to the power forward position, then we want
him at point guard.
No, and
he's not your point guard.
No, he isn't a point guard. He can't shoot, so teams just play off of him.
He's like
Rajon Rondo.
No, just literally look at when we play, he literally has to go to the short corner, so he's not a liability on offense. So if we get a real point guard, though, like Chris Paul, he's coming over this offseason. No, I'm kidding. But if we get a real point guard, then I would be open to keeping Ben Simmons. But if we don't get a legit point guard, he's just going to be holding Embiid back. And luckily with the roster that we have now, somehow, thank you, Daryl Morey, for constructing it so well. I think we could win with Ben Simmons being who he is now. Luckily.
I have a hot take. Here's a trade that 2 teams need to make. The Portland Trailblazers need to trade CJ McCollum for Ben Simmons.
I don't think they would do that.
I don't like McCollum.
He's undersized.
I like him.
This. Yeah, no. I mean, I heard that today too, but I don't see the Sixers wanting to do that. My opinion, Romp, if I was gonna
imagine turning down a 22 points per game score.
All right, never mind. I would probably do it.
Wow.
22. Come on, that's
Dude could score 20. Dude could score 25 like Beal if it wasn't for Dame there. Let's be real.
Yeah, his skills are unbelievable.
If I'm the GM or the coach of the Sixers and I'm coming in to fix it, I'm like, obviously you're keeping your two big players. I'm keeping Ben Simmons. I'm putting his ass at point guard. I'm putting 3 electric shooters around him.
Gabe.
3 electric. I'm not talking about Danny
Green,
Gabe.
Seth Curry,
I'm talking about
Tobias Harris,
Gabe Von Carter. Can I stop you for a second? We had to put in TJ McConnell in Game 5, I believe, as the point guard because Ben Simmons wasn't getting the job done, and that was our only win in 2017 as TJ McConnell was our point guard for that series because Ben was nowhere to be found because they just played off of him and he wasn't aggressive. We need a real point guard. Embiid's best point guard is TJ McConnell so far if you don't consider Ben Simmons a point guard. We got to get a point guard. And I don't think we are because we have a curse. It's weird. But what are your guys' thoughts on that?
CJ McCollum.
I mean, is he a point guard though? I'll take
Yeah,
Dame.
he is.
He's an undersized 2 guard.
He plays off guard.
Maxey and CJ?
Ooh. I like Maxey.
I like
Maxey a lot, man.
That boy is cold, man.
If we lose in the playoffs this year, I would do CJ for Ben. Why not? I mean, it gives them defense, gives us more offense. Hell yeah, let's do it.
Darth Voida, Gabe's strategy. Be Morey.
Are you the type of guy who says, "Oh, surround Ben Simmons with shooters like Giannis"?
Bro,
And
I'm talking real shooters. I'm not talking JJ Redick and nobody else.
Dude, we have real shooters. We have Seth Curry above 40%.
Oh,
Danny Green.
Seth Curry. I could D up Seth Curry. He's
you probably could because he's
6'1", and he's not a point.
We have Tobias Harris. He's above 40%, I'm pretty sure.
We
have shooters. Yes, he's a 50-40-90 guy. He's been the second best player on the team, Gabe.
And they have Anthony Tolliver, who's not even playing. They have shooters.
Get you some real shooters, bro. Get you some Cam
Johnson.
Danny Green
is one of the best playoff three-point shooters of all time.
Like, you need some Langston Galloways. Like, you need some, like, Javon
Langston
Carter.
would not play on that team.
You need, like, some campaign or something.
This dude.
Real shooters.
Bro, I'm telling you, if you are struggling,
Seth Curry 41%.
If you are struggling with Ayton, with his inconsistencies, Ben Simmons has shown flashes that he could be a top 5 player. In
Danny
the league
Green 41.5%.
You would go insane watching him on a nightly basis when he doesn't show up. It is the most irritating thing because he just doesn't show up some nights, and you're like, dude, you're 7 foot. You could literally average 20 in your sleep if you want to, and half the time he doesn't shoot. He doesn't drive. I mean, there was 1 month where he averaged 21 points a game, and that's all I want from him. And everyone's like, dude, but the defense, the little things. And I'm like, dude, what about the little things when Embiid's getting doubled because of him? When Tobias is getting doubled because of him?
Does he have a floater?
No, he doesn't have anything.
He doesn't have anything but layups and dunks.
He's all athletic. He's trying to prove us wrong and say, I don't need a jumper. Because that's all he says in interviews.
What a ass hat, dude.
I'm done with him.
I'm sorry. I would have done with him if that's your.
I just switched your perspective.
Yeah, if his attitude is like, I'm trying, I'm just not confident yet, that's like maybe something you can work through. But taking it like I felt like for a while Ayton was like, I don't need to dunk. All right, I'll just gently lay it in. Like Marcin Gortat did that after a while. He broke his hand. He went from being the Polish Hammer to he changed his name to the Polish Machine because he was extremely Polish and efficient. Like, but he wasn't dunking no more, and it was really because he broke his finger on the rim and didn't want to dunk anymore because he was scared he was going to break his hand. You know, it's like, and so he just wouldn't even dunk. He would just gently lay it in. And I don't know. I mean, if that's the tact that he's taking, I don't need a jumper. It's like, bro, what year do you think you play in? BJ Armstrong doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, look at his life. Like, he's been like, his dad grew up a professional. He's been like amazing everywhere he went. Like, he hasn't had to work really. Like, he's obviously put in the work, but I'm just saying it seems like he's out to like prove the Philly haters wrong, as they call them, that he doesn't need a jumper. When in reality, dude, if you want to play point guard, you got to shoot the rock. It's just that simple.
Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, he's Rajon Rondo.
Case in point.
Yeah, he's Rajon Rondo.
You can win with Rajon. He's a taller Rajon.
Yeah, we could win with him, but imagine if he actually lived up to his potential. We would.
Rajon shoots in the clutch, though.
Yeah, he actually attempts shots too,
and makes them in the clutch, and when it's important.
He shot 40% from 3 last playoffs. Actually,
yeah. So he's not Rajon.
He's Draymond Green, but Draymond takes threes too.
He's athletic Draymond.
So Seth Curry's hitting 41% from 3, Danny Green's 41%, and Tobias Harris is 40.5. Those are shooters.
I mean,
and Furkan Korkmaz is lethal
until he goes on a fast break and sprains his own ankle.
Hey, bro.
That's how I did it one time, though.
Yeah,
but I can't get over that. Romp just looks like he's about to go off to a gym and score 24 on anybody who guards him right now.
Bro, I'll give Ben Simmons the sauce right now. I'm so sick of that guy. I want him out of.
Let's go.
He'd clamp you up. How tall are you?
I'm like 6'2".
He'd clamp you up.
Honestly, if I saw him in person, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I would ask him for a photo.
Of course. I would too, and I'm not even a Sixers fan, bro. Are you kidding me?
Roy thinks that the Sixers need Dwayne Bacon. They might be right.
Salty has a
Guy
serious
exists.
question. Salty is freaking out. Can we get a nurse into Salty's room, please? Can we get a nurse into Salty's room? Can y'all please ask
Oh yeah,
Romp about Saric?
Sorry about. I saw that question in the last podcast and I just forgot about it. But Sarge, he's like he should have. First off, he should have won Rookie of the Year. Embiid should have won it, but he didn't play enough games, so Sarge should have got the Rookie of the Year. But I just want to get that out of the way. But he has phases where he doesn't look like an NBA player. It's kind of weird, and then he has phases where he's grabbing offensive boards, hitting 3-pointers. The weird thing tonight is he just didn't look confident. And recently,
he's been that way for a while.
He just doesn't look himself, and I think it's because he's at the 5 spot. But I mean, he's gotten used to this spot. Is that really an excuse anymore? Because he's been playing it all season long. So
and in the bubble,
make that excuse. So I don't know. Dario's just like, I remember last year you guys weren't sold on signing Dario. So he just started off really hot, which kind of made you guys forget about that. But I remember there was a lot of doubters about you guys signing Sarge. If I were mistaken, though, I don't know. I just kind of remember that with Sunsky.
We had high expectations for him. Like, we really liked him because we saw when he was on the Sixers, like, we noticed him. You know, like, I noticed him and I know that Salt noticed him. You notice him, Coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, he was definitely on our radar. Kind of, you know, we looked at him like, man, how come we can never get the good Euro players? Like, how come every Euro player we get turns out to be Bender,
Dragon Bender,
and not Saric? You know, like, we just have a bad history. That's a big reason I believe why our franchise didn't take Luka, because we've just been bitten so many times taking a Euro player that never works. We don't get Porzingis, we get Bender. You know, to some degree, we don't get Embiid, we get Ayton.
Whoa. That's your boy, bro.
But it reminds me of it. It reminds me. See, I thought Bender was going to be. He's the mold of Porzingis, same height, same length, can dribble, plays D, can hit threes. Nope, doesn't have that like killer Kobe mentality. Same thing with the only difference I see with Embiid and Ayton is that killer Kobe mentality.
Oh yeah, it's maturity for sure. Like, I would suggest everyone go listen to Zach Lowe's podcast with Embiid. Like, if you remember him coming into the league, he was kind of loose cannon. And he was
a hothead.
Yeah, in a Sixers process book, they went over the process era. There was a point in the season where all the coaches and everyone went into the front office and was like, Embiid's going to cost us our job because he's just not showing up and things like that. And he's just matured so much, and I think it's because of the failure, you know, the whole crying thing in Toronto, just failing in the playoffs. I'm a big believer that you have to fail in the NBA before
not
you
the
win.
Not the Suns. We're just
not the Suns.
Right through. Go ahead.
LeBron, you know, I'm a big believer in that. But Embiid, just his maturity, the way he was talking about the how he's been progressing, like talking about film in the podcast, I was like, wow, this guy wants to be great. And that's what made me realize, like, he's only 27. And before, like, last year, people were like, oh, how much does Embiid have left? He didn't even make all NBA last year, which was ridiculous. Rudy Gobert made it over him. But I digress. It's a different Embiid. It really is. You got to listen to that podcast. He was breaking down the film, and just the way he was talking, I was like, he wants to be great. I don't see that with Simmons. And maybe you guys don't see that with Ayton.
Ayton's changed.
It's changed the last few weeks.
Yeah,
he plays his role well. I will say
he just had a kid like 3-4 weeks ago.
Embiid had a kid as well. That helped him a lot.
See, and Ayton is 22 versus Embiid being 27, and there is something to say about NBA stars not giving their all. And somebody being like, yeah, we're going to lose our jobs because of that, because it's not just like their own life on the line. You know what I mean? Their own skill set. It's all the coaches. It's all the scouts that wanted to pick them. You know what I mean? There's a lot riding on that. So the fact that that's even mentioned shows a lot of maturity.
Yeah, and he had like a lot of off court stuff, like his brother died, and I think it's something with his mom's, and his story is just insane. As like I'm more, like I said on the Suns Geek podcast, I'm more of a Embiid fan at this point than a Sixers fan, and obviously I'm still a diehard Sixers fan, but I just love Embiid so much. Like it's getting to the point where I might change my profile picture to Embiid on Twitter. Like I even bought his shoes, and I didn't even try them on. It's the first time I bought his shoes online and like didn't try it on. I don't know. I want him to succeed so bad. It's weird. It's getting weird.
Bro, I bought these Bookers over here on eBay. They actually showed up. I was like, oh my God, I didn't get ripped off. I know it, man. You fall in love with these players, man. And I can understand you. Like I remember last time you were telling me you're like, I would die for Embiid. I'll die for Embiid right now. Like, I get it, bro. Like that's like like that's how Coach was for Nader. You know, it was like we tried to calm him down, but
I was more like that for Saric because I saw what he could do. See, the man was a walking 16.8 rebound guy that's going to dish a couple assists, and now he's a detriment to the team now. He's a detriment. He makes us so bad out there. I mean, he gets what 2, 3, 4 3-pointers a game. You know, Kaminsky will make at least one, bro. Come on,
man. You guys are calling for Kaminsky over him.
At this point, I'm about ready to.
Kaminsky is never worse. Kaminsky.
I'll take Craig at the 5.
Yeah, bro. Craig.
I'll take Craig at the 5.
Craig, you actually said this, Coach, and I didn't. It like kind of resonated with me, but tonight, seeing him jump in and get those rebounds again, he is a better Lou Amundsen. He acts just like him. He looks like he's jumping off of a trampoline like Rodman, just going in, reaching with one arm, trying to grab it. I mean, he has one thing on his mind, helping the team. It's crazy. I love Craig.
I love Craig too. And he can shoot.
Which is better, honest to God? TJ Warren for cash considerations or Torrey Craig? Now I know that TJ Warren went ham, but he is always injured and never playing for the Pacers.
I'll take the cash considerations because that gave us money to sign Chris Paul. So I'll take that for that reason.
I just mean like which of those deals looks worse or looks better than the other?
At this point, I think you have a point actually. Before I was like, I mean, it's just crazy how the Bucks just gave him up, and he literally you could use him in the Bucks system. It makes no sense. That coach is terrible. Ugh.
Craig is killing it for us, bro. Like it's crazy.
If we can find a legit backup center, Torrey Craig at the 4 next year. I mean, I'm done. I'm almost done with Saric. Find a legit backup center. Torrey Craig at the 4. Cam Johnson at the 3.
But Craig's not starting at the 4. I need him still coming off the bench. He's a bench.
I meant coming off. Like these are my bench starters. You get the backup center. Okay. You have Craig at the 4. You have Cam Johnson. Then you have Javon Carter and a new backup point guard.
I think Cam Johnson is just so good. Like I don't think I've ever seen him miss a shot.
I've been waiting still. It hasn't happened.
It's crazy.
Romp, what about just the fact that his jumper, his form,
it's beautiful,
is the most beautiful jumper outside of Klay Thompson and Devin Booker?
No, it's more prettier than D-Book. D-Book can't hit a 3. Come on now.
Okay, that's fair. Isn't it so aesthetically pleasing, though? I mean, it's like he is the textbook. How you're so is Klay Thompson. He is too.
When Cam Johnson shoots, bro, it's like it's going in. It's going in, and it pisses me off tonight because I knew like why is he open? Why? And it's going in.
And he's really stepped up his defense. He really cares. He like McHale is learning how to score in the paint. You saw that floater he hit in Embiid's ugly ass face. No offense, no offense. Just kidding. You know what I'm talking about. I know you saw that floater that he threw up in his face.
Yeah, I mean, no one knows about him besides Suns fans. I feel like too. Like the casual fans has no idea, and really even like NBA fans who follow the game, I feel like don't talk about him enough. Like he's so reliable, and his defense is nice. He was
He's
locking
so
up tonight.
young, man.
Like some nights, I feel like he's better than Mikal. Like, is that crazy to say?
No, it's true.
We've been talking about that, but it's just that Mikal is a little bit extra on defense.
I think
and you see how Mikal moves without the ball. He's a step ahead of Cam moving without the ball.
That offensive rebound at the end, bro. Every game he gets offensive rebounds. It's crazy.
That full court alley-oop that he caught and contorted his body and laid it in, that's special touch around the rim that a lot of players don't have.
Mikal's ability to leak out, get the ball over other players, and to finish with almost no reaction time is arguably the best in the league with his outlet catching and finishing abilities. He is so good at that. He's so good. And he moves without the ball. He moves so much without the ball, and he does the right things. Every time he gets the ball in the corner, he steps the other way, and it's wide open. And him and Cam Johnson are boys, man.
Sure.
They hang out all the time.
I got a major hot take.
Here we go.
Like I texted this to Suns Geek one day. I was kind of trolling, so it's a wild take, but I truly believe Mikal doesn't know how good he could be if he gets everything together. I think in a perfect world, he has more potential than Booker. Is that crazy to say? Like
we talked about that. No, like there's no reason why Mikal can't average 20 to 25 points.
In a perfect world, I think Mikal's ceiling is higher than Booker's because he does everything else.
He doesn't have the handles. He doesn't have the handles to create his own shot or playmaking.
Though I'm saying if he got that.
I think you would know by now if he could get it, and I just don't think he's going to. He's not that type of player.
I don't think he knows that he can get it. That's what I'm saying.
See, okay, here's the thing, though. Here's what really makes Booker special. It's not just his handles, which, in my opinion, are limited, okay? I don't think Book has the greatest handles. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
If you pressure him, if you're a really good this is why the Clippers give us problems. Because Paul George, Beverly, who he gets the better of Beverly plenty also, but those type of Kawhi clampers, if you will, they can fluster his dribbling. But Mikal doesn't have the ability to pull up in your face and shoot while moving. You know what I'm saying?
He
like
did
the two
one time.
He can do it. He can do them like they're like almost like floaters where he dribbles into the restricted area. He's right outside of it, and he does little leaners with two hands and stuff. But I'm talking like, okay, it's just 1v1. Let me just go get to my spot and in your face as I'm moving and falling away. Like he doesn't have that in his game. When he needs to catch and shoot, he's a catch and shoot badge player. Booker is a shot creator and a hand in the face shooter. You put a hand in Mikal's face, it's not really going in, honest to God. Is that fair, Coach?
I did not hear what you said because I am looking at this over here. That is a hot take, and I'm putting in the chat.
Okay.
Well, I'll just say it. Joel Embiid shot 4 of 11 with 3 turnovers while guarded by DeAndre Ayton tonight. That's 36%. This season, Embiid shot 10 of 22 while guarded by Ayton. That's 45%. And he shoots 51.7 against all other players. This is from at the Valley Stats. Ayton was 7 of 11, 63.6%, being guarded by Embiid this season, 4 of 7 tonight.
Clamped up.
Wait, what was the end?
Your boy got clamped. Is what it
Ayton
said.
shot 7 of 11 while guarded by Embiid this season. And
so you can't
Embiid,
take that stat seriously. Because
I don't take that. I take the other one seriously.
I mean,
4 of 11 tonight for 36%. That's probably why he was frustrated, right?
But he did take a lot of straight up jumpers the first matchup, from what I can remember.
He did. He made a lot of them.
He missed a lot of them too. I feel like, did they count when like 2 people were around him, or is it just straight up Ayton and Embiid.
It doesn't matter. The fact is, Ayton is the best defender Embiid has seen. The stats prove it. End of story.
No, he did. He did a good job. I'll give him. He's the Embiid stopper. I'll give him that.
The Embiid slower downer. You can't stop him, just like you can't stop Jokic. Which is funny that DeAndre Ayton always goes off against Jokic, though.
Yeah, because he can't play defense. It's a two-way street here.
He's
I
all
love Jokic, too. I hate how it's like. I hate how I have to hate Jokic. You know, because like he's the
Denver hands hate Embiid. It's just how it is, man.
I like Jokic though. I really do. I just think people glorify his successes way too much and never look at his flaws. I feel like he's in the media's like everyone just loves him, while Embiid, I guess this is biased though. So I feel like everyone hates Embiid outside of Philly. Like
from an outside perspective, it's more of the bully ball, like we said earlier, versus I can't even think of the word, a prettier way of playing basketball.
Jokic has a more aesthetically pleasing game, so I understand why people like him more. Plus, he's kind of like chunky, and he's not that athletic, so he kind of gives us hope for us like white folks out here. So like I see that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like Embiid's defense is so underrated. I really do. When he's locked in, it's crazy. I think he's a better defender than Rudy Gobert because he could switch on to smaller guards. Like he switched on to Kyrie Irving the other night and Steph Curry. And literally when he's on a guard one-on-one, I'm 100% confident in him. I think someone said, who scares you more, Jokic or Embiid? I think in a one-off game, I would say Jokic, just because his offense is insane. You can't double him, and you pass the ball, and he like you can't double him because he'll just hit the open man. But I don't know. I think Embiid's a better all-around player. It depends what kind of system you want.
I would be more afraid of Embiid just on the outside looking in.
True, I would probably too. I just kind of felt like I was being biased.
No, it's the domination factor. I'm more scared of that, but just the way Jokic plays is so silky, man. It's so silky.
Embiid has silky moments too. Like you see the crossover through like step back, you know. Tonight he didn't do it.
You know, he really does remind me of a 2K my player. Like if you created a dude who's that tall and that heavy, he would move the way he would okay, but give him his props. It's the slowest Euro step I've ever seen. Like you have to call it maybe like a German step or something. It's not even, but it works. He put his head down. You know what I'm talking about when he slunk past Ayton? Mm-hmm. I wrote down that shouldn't be happening. Embiid shouldn't be Euro stepping around like Giannis, but damn, it was slow, bro. It was like Frankenstein himself doing it, Rudy Gobert.
It was like watching Kurt Warner try to run it in the end zone a couple years back when he was 39.
Now, Ayton going behind his back, that was smooth. Just kidding. But he did go behind his back.
I just think Jokic's flaws don't get talked about enough. Like, Denver literally had to go out and get Aaron Gordon for a reason because of his defensive versatility and rim protection. If Jokic was a rim protector, they wouldn't have had to go get Aaron Gordon because they have enough offensively when Jamal Murray's healthy.
I disagree with that because if they would have just signed Jeremy Grant to begin with, they would have had to do that.
That's also true. But
I disagree. I don't think Jokic gets the respect he should. He does not get anywhere near the fouls called on him like he should. I don't think he gets the superstar effect at all. But because you're in the East Coast and in the Philly market, they're going to talk about Embiid way more than Jokic, period. Whether it's good or bad, they're going to talk about Embiid way more. So the fact that Jokic is getting talked about like he is, it speaks volumes to him as a player and what he's done and his triple-double on top of triple-double. In fact, what is he even getting tonight? I've been kind of watching a little bit of the game on it's tied with 5 minutes left with with the Nuggets. Nuggets and Blazers are tied at 99. Jokic only has 26 and 5 tonight, so that's a down game for him. Cantor must be dinging him up. That's the only thing.
Before Embiid got hurt, Embiid was the clear-cut favorite. And if your only argument for Embiid not being MVP is he didn't play enough games, then I think you're doing a disservice to Jokic.
Not my argument.
I know, I'm not saying you, but I think when people are like, oh, Embiid hasn't played enough games, I think that's disrespectful to Jokic. Like, you can make a better argument than Embiid hasn't played enough games. You know what I'm saying?
I am going to hold that against Embiid.
Wait, what'd you say?
I am going to hold that against Embiid. Not that I get a vote, but I'm going to be one of them people who says, listen, I mean, Chris Paul only has so many days left on this earth, you know? And Embiid's going to be around. Let's give it to Embiid when he finally plays a full season.
I don't want him to get it. I want him to get pissed off because he didn't get it. Because he said in the interview when he didn't make All-NBA, it pissed him off. So I hope he doesn't get it. And I don't think he will, because the media loves Jokic. And all those writers that love stats and statistics, they're the ones voting. And give it to Jokic. Give it to a center. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on how far Denver falls, if they fall. If they hang in there without Jamal Murray, then it's going to be because of him, and that might win him the trophy this year.
I mean, it comes down to who's a bigger piece of your team, right? If the Nuggets full strength without Jokic and the Sixers full strength without Embiid, which team is better?
Sixers.
Then the Nuggets or Jokic is the MVP.
Wait, what was the question?
He's more. Which player is more important to their team? So Jokic, Embiid's more important.
Yes, without him, we're a G League team. Well, not a G League team, but we're probably the 7th seed in the East.
You have Dwight Howard to back up. Your defense should still be there, right?
Big Dwight, baby.
Defensively, there was one game against the Cavs. So Embiid didn't play. We went 7-4 without Embiid. With Embiid, we're 29-9, I believe, and 29-10 because tonight. But without Embiid, we're not a good team whatsoever. Defensively, offensively, it's just the fact. And we went 7-4 without Embiid because we played trash opponents. We were playing the weak Eastern Conference teams. So that's why we went 7-4. We lost to the Bucks without Embiid. So all the teams we lost to were elite teams without Embiid. And then when we play lesser teams, we beat them. I think Embiid's impact is crazy. But Jokic's impact is just as much. So
I think Jokic is just having that season.
But so is Embiid. Look at his stats.
I think
they can't even beat the Suns. You know, the Suns come into town, they slap them around.
Let's look at tonight.
They steal a girlfriend, and then they go play pop a shot with her. You know how it is.
Gavon Carter. Just look at tonight. Without Simmons and Harris, Embiid kept us in the game and was, I believe, a +0. So when he was on the court, we were winning. But when he was off, it went downhill. So, and that's why I think Doc should have put him in the game way sooner. But
he was taking an injury, you know? There was that alley-oop that Book threw that was I don't even know if the ball wouldn't have dropped in by itself. And Ayton caught it, slammed it. Embiid's all sloppy, falling all over the ground, looking for his mouthpiece, doesn't know where he is, looking Mike Tyson getting hit by Buster Douglas, and he's laying out of bounds, acting like he can't find his knees. Oh, I need help, and they pull him out I think if he wasn't faking like he was injured, they're probably scared. They're like, we can't risk this guy. Let's not put him in. But then you guys smelled blood in the water, thought you could sneak a win, thought you could get us back at the end of the game, so you put him out there. But, bro, he looked washed all second half. He wasn't even looking at the rim. Ayton was giving him his jumper. Maybe it was just when Ayton was guarding him. He didn't look interested in scoring. He was very interested in scoring in the first half. Second half, remember that pass that he threw to the ref
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny though.
Why not shoot that, Embiid?
I mean, it's hard
all you have is Ayton standing like 3 feet away from you. Like in the first quarter, he was taking that. In the second half, he was kind of just looking for other people.
You got to keep in perspective. He just came off a hyperextended knee, and he did look kind of gassed in the second half. And at points when he has come back, there have been points where he looks gassed.
I get confused because players that are gassed and that are injured usually don't go off for 38 and 17. So I guess I have a different version of like injured. Like, I don't know. He seems pretty damn healthy to me.
All right, he's healthy. Okay. You got me there. But I think you got to give him some more time, get him back in the groove of things. But he did look gassed in the second half. I'll give you that. But dude, we were missing free throws, missing easy layups when he didn't make free throws.
What the hell was that? Monty iced him on one of those free throws. He missed 2, comes back to the free throw line, makes the first. We called a timeout. That was a great coaching moment, Coach. He iced him like a kicker, and it worked. They missed one of them free throws. That was crazy. You guys don't normally miss free throws like that, right?
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I was pissed.
That sucks, man. That's a sucky way to win because it would have been a lot closer if they were.
Normally I wouldn't be mad. We lost to the Suns, a great team, probably the best team in the West, but without Harris and Simmons, normally I would not be mad, but we let you guys have some things. Like you were getting offensive rebounds, missing easy layups. That's what pissed me off about this game. That's why I'm mad about the loss, because we could have easily won. Easily. If you did simple things.
Had you heard the silly...
You guys crushed us in the rebounding war, by the way.
I'm talking about, situational. There was, so many times.
Yeah, we had 10-0 boards.
I was yelling at my mom. I was like, come on. And she was even yelling. When my mom criticizes the Sixers, something's up.
Have you heard the silly misnomer that Dario is an Embiid stopper? Have you heard that joke?
Yeah, because he had one successful.
Exactly, bro. And I knew that's what it was. Someone was saying that to me the other day. Like, I don't know, man. Dario, he knows him because he played. It's like
I was in the chat that night. I was fuming behind the. And I kept typing stuff, but then I kept deleting it. I was like, "Oh, it's not worth it."
Yeah, you felt like you're gonna look like a hater.
No, because when people criticize Embiid, bro, it pisses me off. I get so mad.
I must have lit a fire under your ass.
Yeah, when
tonight.
I saw Coach's tweets, I was like, I gotta get off Twitter. I gotta get off. No, but I respect. I don't really mind because. He was complaining, so I'll give you that.
That's over, though, right? Like, no one's going to say that from now on. I don't want to hear anyone saying that Dario can handle Embiid, okay? Because
they practice together, though. He knows.
No, this isn't like karate or something, right? Like, it's not like he sees the crane kick coming, there's nothing anyone can do about Embiid when he puts his body weight into you, So kudos to him for that. What did you think? Okay, so I hope you remember this. Coach, I hope you remember this too. There was a point when Booker was on the ground and Embiid fell and it kind of got tripped up with Booker. Did you guys see that part? Yeah. And then the announcers... The announcers? I hate
y'all's Philly announcers are awful.
Terrible.
I don't
biased.
I don't like Allah. I like I don't like Allah. But I like
color
the other
commentator.
Guy. Yeah, the color commentator. I was trying
to think. One of them was like,
but I love Mark Zumoff.
He was like, "What's Booker doing? Trying to trip up." Embiid and trying to be.
You don't need to get malicious like that.
Yeah, he's super biased, bro. He pisses me off sometimes.
Okay, that's what you don't like. Okay.
It makes me just love Eddie Johnson.
Yeah, Eddie will be like, "Oh, actually, I'm wrong."
No, but the Sixers radio guy is incredible, bro. It's ungodly. He's so good. It's crazy. But he's not
like our radio guy.
It's so entertaining, but yeah, the color commentator, he's a little too biased for my liking. When we have a national TV game, I'm probably watching ESPN if it's Dorisburg, because Dorisburg is the best one.
National televised games. ESPN and TNT are just garbage now. Anyways, I actually prefer NBA TV games because it gives me a chance to listen to something else. Sadly, tonight I wasn't pleased with what we heard, but like Booker he didn't even extend his legs or lift him up or nothing. He just like left him there, and Embiid just kept walking backwards and just tripped over him. Like, it just freaking happened. Let it go. Don't try to make something more out of it.
Trying to be coy about
So
it. Shut up.
What are your yeah, coy, that's what he said. So what are your thoughts on the Suns now? You've kind of followed us and geek a little bit. We beat you guys twice, so you saw it up close and personal now. What are your thoughts of the Suns going? I mean, this is like a 10-year drought where we've
shower
just
us
sucked.
with praise.
Yeah,
I think they are just
golden shower us with praise.
They're a team that you like to watch. You know what I'm saying? They hustle. They get offensive rebounds.
The passing.
Their shooting is wild. I feel like they don't miss many shots. And watching the Sixers, it's like night and day. But yeah, the Suns are legit. I'm kind of afraid though in the playoffs, depending on matchups. Like literally, the only teams I'm afraid of for the Suns is the Clippers and the Lakers. But other than that, I think you guys would. Like, I want to say you would sweep the Jazz, but that's like crazy. But you probably win
five games.
Five. But I just think the
I don't even know about 5.
Clippers are scary for you guys because I think Kawhi would just dominate. And Lakers, if they're healthy, it's a big thing.
Y'all see Anthony Davis is coming back tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Game 1, Anthony Davis. And then LeBron's probably not going to be short behind. So you're completely right. From day one of the podcast, we said it's the Suns, Lakers, Clippers, and everybody else.
I would be scared of Luka, though. I'm not going to lie, because what I saw from him last year in the playoffs, how he can control a game, and he's going to be playing like 37 minutes a night. I would be scared just because like the whole DeAndre Ayton Luka thing. There's a past. I don't know. Luka kind of scares me. Like I feel like
if you were a Suns fan?
No, I just think like it would be
first the Sixers.
Like I think it would be a tough first round matchup for the Suns. I'm not saying you guys would lose, but I think the Mavericks would cause you issues because Luka can control a game. But I'm not saying you guys would lose. I'm just saying I think they're scary.
We've played
Mikal Bridges will lock his ass up.
We've beaten them the last like
6 times, 7 times.
16 times we played them. Every time we play them, we beat them. In the bubble, they're trying to make the playoffs. We're beating that ass. This year, we've beaten them 3 times this year. Like we are their kryptonite. They know it. We're their kryptonite because Mikal can't keep up with everyone, but you know who he can keep up with? Fat boy Luka. Okay,
yeah, I'm not saying you guys would lose. I'm not saying it, but I think it would be harder than you guys are making out to be because playoff it's Luka's. He can just control a game like CP3, like LeBron. He has that. He has that in him, and I don't see other Western Conference team like the Grizzlies. They don't have that. The Blazers, their defense sucks. The Lakers, obviously, Clippers, Nuggets without Jamal Murray, Like, I just don't want you guys having that first round matchup because it would just be annoying. You want to have that.
That's who I want. I swear to God, I want the Mavs.
You want the Grizzlies.
I want either Mavs or Spurs. Although the Spurs, that's a little bit touchy right now.
No, you want the Spurs. The Spurs would be like the first option.
You know, but that's more of for rivalry purposes. But I just like watching Luka
Nuggets
lose.
just beat the Blazers by 1, by the way.
Oh Lord!
Clippers are up by 7 with 4 minutes left on the Grizzlies. But continue.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just not. That's the only teams that Coach and I fear are the 2 LA teams, and rightfully so.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not afraid of Luka. I'm afraid of Luka and the refs and him shooting 27 free throws.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm afraid of.
A game like that. Plus, you saw what he did against the Clippers without Porzingis. Like, that was wild, in my opinion.
I think not having a guy like Porzingis, it gives you that mindset. Like, all right, I need to do this. And so you're going into that game with that mindset. You're going to put up 40. But when you have that other player, and he has an off night, that game would have been easily in the other direction.
I'm just saying in the context of a first-round matchup. Like, for the Sixers, I don't want to see the Heat in the first round. No, thank you. I want to see the Hornets. That's what I'm saying, because it would just be annoying. You got to work hard in the first round when you're the 2 seed. Come on now. It's not fair.
Yep. I completely see where you're going with that. And it's warranted. It's valid as hell.
Yeah, Jazz are a fluke. I hate the Jazz.
Yes, they are. They're an absolute fluke. You move them off of their spot in the 3-point line, game over.
Dude, the Sixers
do that.
The Sixers played the Jazz this year, and I'm pretty sure the Jazz had 31 3-pointers, and they were like shooting 47% from 3. And we shot like 22% from 3, and we still won the game.
That was the
and Embiid hit like a clutch
step
shot.
Back. Yeah.
And
you should have heard
you
should have heard Jazz radio the next day. I was like, oh, I gotta make a couple errands. I want to listen to their saltiness. Here we go. They were so pissed off, and they were saying, I've never complained about the refs. This is the one time I'm going to. They were this, they were that. It was so fun to watch or listen to.
Bro, it's like they play like my CYO team. Like, come on now.
They play a prettier version of the 7 seconds or less Suns. And it's a prettier version, meaning you can muscle them out of anything.
They remind me of the Rockets, but Donovan Mitchell ain't nearly as good as James Harden. So
you don't respect Mitchell's million shot attempts?
That's the thing. I think he could be an amazing player. It's just that he has no IQ, kind of like Russell Westbrook in a way, where he doesn't know when to drive and when to take that shot. If he learned that, and that's a skill, if he learned that, he would be lethal, because I remember against the Suns, he was getting to the paint whenever he pleased, but he was like, oh, I'll just take a 3. Why? Why are you settling?
It's tiring. That's why.
True.
It's tiring taking it to the hole every single time.
When you're taking a million shots.
And when you're inconsistent as all hell, you have to continue to take it to the hole. And you get even more tired. Like you saw Jamal Murray and Jimmy Butler last year in the bubble. They were dog tired, man. They were dog tired.
That's happened to Embiid too. That's a lot of people don't take into account how taxing it is getting double teamed while posting up like every possession.
What do you guys think about?
That's kind of why I'm scared for the playoffs.
About Fire Curry and the Warriors. He's going ham right now. Ham.
That's great. That's great. It'll be no matter who we play. It's a 5-game series. Yeah, Curry's gonna hit one shot. It's gonna happen, but over a 4-game series, it's just that team ain't any good, man. That team's no good.
Romp, I wrote this down at like the second quarter sometime, and the game was really good back and forth.
Shit.
And I thought to myself, win or lose, I feel like the Suns are. Don't get mad at me. I feel like the Suns are deeper than the Sixers. Deeper. Do you agree?
Heck yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know if that was like a homer thought.
Look who we had on the court tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Our depth has always been an issue. And I mean, the good thing is depth doesn't really matter in the playoffs because you're only playing 7 guys. So that's a good thing. And I think we have enough where we don't necessarily need depth, and we have depth at the position that we need, which is center, which we didn't have in the past. But yeah, the Suns are incredibly. I mean, what's the other? Oh crap, I forgot his Langston Galloway. He could play.
He's the best, probably the best 3-point shooter on our team
in the league.
Play.
And even Nader, man.
God.
He's been hurt. He's been hurt for almost 20 games though. He's been out
Nader
for like 20
is
games.
Playable, but like. He's been completely replaced by Craig. Craig is more than playable. Craig is a key cog on our team. I don't know what we'd do without Craig.
If Jay Crowder's out with that ankle tomorrow, you know who should be starting? Craig.
Dude. I would never want you guys know I don't like it when anyone gets injured no matter what the team. It hurts me to see our players get hurt. But honest to God, I wanted Crowder out of that game. Like, he doesn't understand how space and time work, Like, when you're running that fast to pull up for a 3-pointer, you got to slow down. Like, you can't just keep running at full speed and jump in the air and keep jumping towards the rim and launch. Like, his shot is just – he's not patient, you know? He feels like he has to pull it immediately. Take your time, step into your shot, have balance. I just can't stand watching him shoot threes, dude. It's really rough. He clangs them, coach.
Yeah, but in the heat of the moment, I still trust him. That's the thing.
I feel more comfortable when Craig shoots threes.
No, you're gassing up Craig. Craig's about to go on like a 5-game bad stretch. That's the reality of role players. They're role players for a reason. They're role players for a reason.
He was 0 for 2 tonight.
Who was?
Craig?
Yeah, but doesn't that feel weird?
Gabe. Crowder is literally
was 1 for 6, so shit.
Crowder is literally the Danny Green of the Suns, bro.
He's always nowhere near that shooter. No,
not. But same type of player. They go on hot streaks. Danny Green's been lights out, which I'm scared he's going to go on his notorious terrible streak in the playoffs because that's Sixers' luck. But Crowder always in the right place, always, always, never getting in the way of people. Like Matisse is always getting in the way of Ben Simmons or someone, and it pisses me off. But Crowder, he's in his little corner, minding his own business. He's a good underrated passer as well, Gabe. Underrated passer.
He's a very good passer. I get that.
I'm just telling you, bro.
One thing is I don't like the green light that he has from 3, considering it's feast or famine.
I mean, at least he's confident, unlike Javon Carter, who you leave him open. He's like, should I shoot it?
That was one shot. Like, that was something that being a 76ers fan and having that rotten apple of a crew.
No, but I've heard salty, bro. I've heard salty about
that. Was in the beginning of the season. He was a little nervous. But he's come full circle on Javon Carter. Everyone has. Javon has been lights out, but during this game, he got the ball in the corner, took a step like, do I want to and then stepped into it and made it. And the announcers are like, oh, he's usually a timid 3, but it was one shot. He was timid one time.
No,
and then he hit like at least 2 more.
I'm
not a fan of that at all, dude. You got to release it quickly.
I heard you talking on the last pod. Yeah,
you got to release that, bro.
But the reason why he's timid is because last time he did that and he went 0 for 6 one night, coach told him. Yeah. So, and that's the problem with our coach. It's you got to let these players keep playing through that and build their confidence, or else that happens.
That's what I was saying with Maxey. Like, I was always like, dude, Maxey is literally he's so good. He can get to the rim as a rookie whenever he pleases. He just needs to make mistakes and play and give him minutes. Like, I think he can literally be a valuable player in the playoffs, but Doc just doesn't trust young guys, and he never has. So I kind of lost hope.
Is this real, Salty? There's no other player you'd rather have shoot a 3 in the clutch other than Crowder. Is that real?
I mean, no, he said that, man. Don't you remember the 3 he hit to force a game to overtime? He hit a couple other threes.
I'd rather CP3.
I'd CP3 all day.
I'd rather Cam Johnson.
You'd rather Torrey Craig.
Galloway? No.
You'd rather DeAndre Ayton shoot a 3.
No. He said it's real. He said he really feels that way. Well, I'm gonna clear the record. I'm gonna pull up his stats. I want to see what he's been shooting from 3 lately, like the last few games.
Who? Craig?
No.
You got to pull up Craig's too, because I guarantee you it's not as good as you think it is.
Okay. All right. Everyone loves hating on Craig.
I'm not hating. You just are.
They didn't think
you're drinking the Kool-Aid, Gabe, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Man,
I'm telling you that. Because you went through this with someone else, and then you fell off the train, the Nader trade. I remember you. There was one.
He got on it really hard.
Yeah, he was going for Nader, and then he was off.
That's because I was so mean to Nader.
I remember like 2 weeks ago, you were like ranting on Craig, and I was like, dude, it's the second game. Chill, Gabe.
But hey,
chips.
Craig has been so much better. Oh, this is good.
38.5 to 40.5. It's 2%. Craig's shooting 2% better.
Still
What's
shooting
the
better
with way less shot attempts.
Oh. All right,
2.2 a game versus 6.2. You're talking 4 shots a game.
All right, just look at these performances. Solid. Okay, 1 for 6, 3 for 9, 0 for 1, 1 for 4, 1 for 6, 8 for 12, and he was 8 for 9 at that point. Streaky, right? 3 for 4, 0 for 2, 2 for 9, 1 for 3, 2 for 4.
Yeah, but 39% on the month is good.
38.9%.
That's this game. Make healing all that up.
All right, go Craig's. I want to see Craig's. I want to see Craig's ESPN.
He has way less shot attempts, but also could be a reason to give him more shot attempts too.
Does this look good? Doesn't this at least say to you, let's rear in his 3-point shooting by like 2 to 3 threes per night less?
No, he gets it open and it's rocket fire. You can't have that mindset like Javon Carter. You can't.
Yeah, you can't. In the guts of the game, do you trust Javon or Crowder?
If he's doing his step backs or if he has to dribble around or do something like that, that's when Jay should be like, okay, I'm not that player. No, I'm not wide open. Yeah, that's what he's getting himself into.
I feel like Danny Green does that too. I feel like it's just because they're veterans and they're like super old. They're like, I don't give a damn.
I'm
doing this. Just because it's the regular season. Like, he's not going to do that in the playoffs. I hope not.
And Clippers won by 12.
Damn.
Yo, the Nuggets, the Blazers are a half game above the Mavericks now. We could now see the Blazers. Let's go to the standings right now, man.
Can I give you the Craig good news?
Okay, give me the Craig good news.
Tonight, he let Romp down. All right, 0 for 2. But 1 for 2, 1 for 4. Still not as bad as those 1 for 9s. 1 for 2, 2 for 3, 1 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 0, 2 for 3. At least,
43 this month.
3.5%?
Yeah,
that's really good. But
really good.
You got to take into account Jay Crowder's he's breezing through it. He has his spot. Torrey Craig just got here, traded for cash. Dude's concentration level is probably way higher than Jay Crowder. Plus, I still trust Jay Crowder way more than Torrey Craig in the clutch. Of
course, and in the clutch, I'm not going to say let Craig take the shot over Crowder. Yeah, Crowder's proven himself with some good clutch shots. It's just he's not consistent to be shooting as many threes as he's getting. I would just like some of those threes to go Cam Johnson's way. Is that crazy?
You mean Torrey Craig or Cam Johnson?
No, Cam Johnson.
I'm confused now.
I'm just saying, I'd like to shape some of his threes and put them around to the team more evenly. Like, he shoots a lot of threes, man.
He does. He's open for a reason, too.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so you want to pull up the stats? Or sorry, the
standings.
Because
this is 14 games left, man.
Now, Romp,
Booker's still playing like pooey, too. God
Romp,
damn.
when you see us behind the Jazz, keep in mind that we played them twice and beat them twice.
And we still play them again.
The Jazz stink.
Okay.
There's no.
They were hot. They had a hard schedule to begin with, and they were hot to begin with. Now they're cooling off, but they're playing trashy teams. They were shooting 47% from 3. Yeah, their place. It's not. You can't do it. You're right.
I will say this. I think the Suns have the best offense in the league. Like, just watching them, how they move the ball, just incredible to see. I think they have the best offense in the league. And seeing the Sixers D up without Simmons and Harris, who's actually an underrated defender, it gives me a lot of hope for the playoffs for the Sixers. But when I watch the Suns, I'm like, whoa, ball movement. Because, Sixers, Embiid posting up, and us not having dribblers, it's tough sometimes. But we make it up for it on the defensive end of the floor. But Suns' offense is incredible to watch.
They actually have a legitimate offense that's not all about running and gunning, and I still can't believe it.
Because the game slows down in the playoffs,
bro.
Our defense
got an
is
actual
tough.
Defense. Like, don't we play D-Romp? I mean,
oh yeah, I love it.
They're not afraid of anybody. They're not afraid of anybody. I just wish we could have seen them play LeBron and AD healthy one time, which we still could. Do we play them one more time? I think we do.
Who's that?
I hope we do. Yeah, we do. Well, we do. Sunday, May 9th. It's an NBA TV game. So I hope LeBron is healthy by then.
Yeah, we've got to see what we look like up against them at full strength.
So look at Portland, man. 32-26. Dallas 31-26. Portland about to fall out, man.
They're
Not fall
not
out
gonna
of the playoffs, but they're about to fall out of the top 6 and have
fall
to
into
play a
that
playing game.
Oh, dude, they deserve better than that.
Stotts doesn't. They do.
Stotts doesn't, but their fans that it's not. There's no shame in losing to the Nuggets by 1 point.
What are we gonna do if we play them and the
Without
Blazers
Murray,
uprise ask him to go on? It's gonna be a riot on
We're
there.
gonna go. I know we'll go live with them as much as they want, man, pre and post. But I mean, Romp, Lakers, Clippers, we're scared of. You said we should be scared of the Mavs. You said that the Mavs will work us in 6 games. I'm just kidding. But anyone else you think we need to really worry about, or is that pretty much it?
No, I really don't. I maybe the Nuggets, but without Murray,
What do you think happens in a 7-game series in the finals? Hypothetically, Suns versus Sixers.
I think the Sixers win just because DeAndre Ayton would be in foul trouble the whole series, and
because of Embiid's foul baiting.
Yeah, because they're foul baiting. And, dude, I love the foul baiting. Keep flopping, Embiid.
When's the last time the Sixers beat the Suns?
I'm accepting it, bro.
Honestly. When is the last time the Sixers beat the Suns?
I don't know. Booker goes off against us every time.
It's weird. That's another I'm just saying.
But that's the thing. You don't want to go undefeated against teams in the regular season because it's just human nature. You're probably gonna lose in the playoffs then. Like I always have that feeling. I remember we beat the Boston Celtics 3-0 and then we get killed by them every time we play them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I just saw something funny. You'll laugh at this, Romp. Somebody just quote tweeted that Embiid shot. You know, Embiid was this close to throwing it into overtime, and somebody quote tweeted and said, "This throw alone makes Embiid the best quarterback in Philly."
Yeah, that's true. I'm not a Eagles fan, luckily though.
What's your team?
I'm a Ravens fan.
Ravens.
Why the Ravens and not Philly?
Because when I was like 7, they traded Brian Dawkins, and I was pissed, and I just landed on Joe Flacco, and I really liked Joe Flacco, and I really liked Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. So it's kind of like
You like the Ravens for Joe Flacco?
That's a hot. Imagine being that young coach.
He's my favorite player of all time. Joe the Ho, bro.
Hit the button on him.
I mean, you really need to
stay off the weed.
I've never heard a take I'm a fan of Joe Flacco.
I know it's wild, and he's in Philly, so I guess I'm an Eagles fan. But dude, Joe Flacco in the playoffs, he's had one of the best playoff runs as a QB, and I'm just saying.
He had Burner says Romp is canceled immediately.
Also my dad worked with his friend in Baltimore, so that had something to do with it too.
Oh, he's getting canceled.
He wasn't always bad. You know, he had his moments.
Oh no, he sucked in the regular season.
But something happened to him, and
he didn't care though. Like he's collecting checks at this point, so I kind of respect him because he just didn't give a fluff about the regular season. But when it came to playoff time, bro, it was fun to watch. But football is like, if the Ravens are not good, I'm not into it at all. I can't watch it.
Oh, yeah. Roy's officially canceled. Roy just said he's an Eric Bledsoe fan.
Oh,
Roy's
Eric
canceled now.
Bledsoe?
The Eric Bledsoe.
Ugh.
Oh boy, yeah, that's right, salty.
Nobody can say that. Nobody can truly say that.
So we've got. Oh man, I was gonna bring up the injuries. I'm just off now. I watched Geek and Romp, and I watched Suns Jam Session. I'm off it. I was gonna see what the injuries are for tomorrow because if I'm not mistaken, Kemba Walker is gonna be out, and
the Suns are getting some really fortunate help.
We're getting some Jazz-like luck this year.
Yeah. Man, we need to make the most of it. We should really win these games. And
Okay, Jason Tatum is questionable. Robert Williams is out. Evan Fournier is out. Jaylen Brown is day to day, but is said doubtful. And Kemba Walker is probably not going to play either. So we're going to lose, right?
It is a back-to-back.
It's a back-to-back. We play trash when the stars are out. It is on the road, which could actually be in our favor. That makes me more worried, man.
Hey, how good does it feel, though, to be 2-0 on this 7-game trip from hell?
It's 5-game trip, 7-game schedule.
But yeah, you're right. 7-game schedule. This 7-game mini grueler. Look at this romp. Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Boston, Brooklyn, New York, LA, Utah, all in a row. And we're scared this 7-game series is like potentially could drop us, and let something fishy happen where we get screwed because we drop down to 3 and now we got to play the Nuggets in the first round, which is something we don't want to do.
See, so you'll be fine because you guys are one of the only teams in the NBA that cares about the regular season, like my team, the Sixers. But, I mean, we rested players tonight, even though we don't usually. But, the Clippers don't give a damn about the regular season. They're going to give up a random game here and there. The Nuggets, they're going to lose games without Murray. The Lakers could give it. They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're probably not,
right.
Even if AD's healthy, they're not going to play him against the Suns just because they don't want to show you what they have, probably.
Why do you think the Sixers did it tonight? Were they not did they think they could beat us without him, or did they just not care?
No, the Harris has been injured, and Harris, if he's healthy, he's going to play. Ben Simmons was out with an illness, so he's probably at a COD tournament or something, knowing him. But I don't know. I think Harris is actually injured, and I think Simmons is just I'm taking the days off. But supposedly he's sick and has an ankle issue. But
I think he just didn't want to see.
Yeah, he didn't want to see Booker because
he didn't want to see Booker because he's thumping his axe.
Yeah, which I'm thankful that girl's gone because every time she showed up to a game, we lost.
Every time she shows up to our games, we win.
Oh, that's weird. Wow.
Yeah. It's called destiny, and they're in love, okay? So Kendall looked at Ben Simmons like, motherfucker, you can't shoot.
She's like, I got to give me somebody who can shoot, at least in the clutch parts of the game.
I did tag you on a really, really pretty picture on Twitter, Romp, so I hope that you see that, and I hope that it brings you some joy.
Devon Carter?
Yeah.
He's like, do I shoot?
What do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we winning tomorrow, Gabe?
Let me look at this. Let me look at it one more time. Boston. With who's out? No Jaylen Brown?
Just had it. Let me go back. I just listed it to you. You can't remember everything? So Cam, Jason Tatum, day-to-day, but is questionable for tomorrow. Evan Fournier is out. Robert Williams is out. They're starting center. Jaylen Brown is doubtful. Kemba Walker is, they say he's hopeful that he'll be able to play.
It's a W.
I ain't saying
it's either a W or a
not
Spurs like
shit.
L.
Yeah, I'm not saying shit after the last game.
Salty says it's a trap game.
It is.
So Salty, it's a trap game, but is it going to be a trap game that we win? Or is it a trap game we lose? What do you think happens tomorrow, Romp? Suns versus.
It's going to be a close game just because back to back. But I don't know. I kind of want you guys to lose so you guys definitely beat the Nets because then you'll be pissed off to play the Nets.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be pissed off because we lost to them earlier in the year and how we did. And we're going to get 2 days off before we play
Plus
them.
The Nets will be like, it's a good opponent. I don't want to play KD. I don't want to play Harden. So you'll be good against the Nets because I hate the Nets.
Facts.
What are your guys' opinion on the Sixers, though?
I feel like they have to figure out what they're going to do with Ben Simmons in as far as like getting as much as they can for him and rebuilding the way that they do that because
No,
like
I'm talking about the playoffs. Like,
playoffs
beating who you see as losing.
I was thinking like for a title, like what they need to do to get a title.
Oh, so you're already saying you don't believe in it.
No, dude, I don't. I mean, I believe in Embiid. I believe he could carry you as far as maybe Kawhi took the Raptors and maybe win it, and it would be all because of Embiid. But I think you guys could be so much better. I think you have fat that needs to be trimmed off of your team.
I think the
A
way
little
that you
bit,
guys
not a lot. I'm not saying you're a fat chick. I'm just saying there's a little bit of fat on the edges that normally championship teams don't have.
What type of fat is this?
George Hill.
What do you mean? George Hill is great for us.
I mean, I hate George Hill. I've
I
always
hate George
hated
Hill
him.
too. I don't know
I've
if
never
he's the
thought
issue.
I've never thought he was good. I'd rather have
He's just a veteran player who's gonna be in the right spots. You know, he can dribble. You saw tonight he hit a step back three. You remember I haven't seen a point guard for the Sixers do that in 5 years. So it's since
like
AI.
I would rather have Etuan Moore play than
All right, you're drunk.
have George Hill. Coach,
I agree completely.
Etuan Moore
Chad?
over George Hill.
Etuan Moore.
Yeah, but he's the
It's-
only point guard on the roster, like legit point guard. Shake Milton, combo guard. Tyrese Maxey, combo guard.
Gabe is fat.
So George Hill is necessary, and his defense is nice. Like he beat up Curry. Well, besides that one play that, of course, Twitter's like, oh, he had 40 on Curry. He had 40 on George Hill, but he actually played pretty good defense on Curry. But yeah, I like him. Perfect for us.
I mean, is there no one on your roster that you wouldn't be happy to see go?
I think Seth Curry's terrible.
Okay.
I think George Hill needs to start over him immediately. That's a hot take, though.
I'm just going to look at your guys' roster real quick and tell you who. Okay.
Because Seth Curry, dude, some nights he's such a slow shooter. Like he's not a quick trigger shooter. He pump fakes. He's like Javon Carter, but he takes like 55.
Okay. Crucify me if you want. Is Shake Milton really a starting two guard?
No, he's on the bench. He played awful tonight.
So who
Worst
normally starts at shooting guard?
Starting lineup is Seth, Ben, Tobias.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. Fat.
And Danny
like, that's
Green.
what I'm talking like about.
Yeah, we don't have a guard. You switch out Curry with George Hill.
That's why y'all need CJ McCollum.
Yeah, I'll take CJ. George Hill, but you can get away with how great Embiid is being right now. You can get away with the fat, as you're saying. Just put George Hill in there. He can get to the basket every now and again. He's been a 40% three-point shooter for the last 3 years now. Ben Simmons can get to the rim when he wants to. But I don't know. I just – the Nets don't scare me.
Salty. Sorry. We got some fiery Kendall Jenner pics getting put up in our Discord right now. If you guys aren't in our Discord, we have a link. Jeez. Yeah, dude, I don't follow her on anything. So I never really see her. The only pictures I've really, honest to God, ever seen of her is just her with Book. You know, like, damn, she's out here really. And Salty is feeling better in his hospital bed right now, looking at this.
Hey, don't get your heart going, Salt.
Seriously, Salt. God, he's doing.
We'll call the
everything
wifey
wrong
if you
tonight.
need, but Jesus.
God. Now we got people hopping into the server. New people into the Discord. That's funny. Oh man. Anyways. Anything else you got, Coach? Anything else you want to go to? I said I want to get pictures. I want to know from Salty. Salty, are you predicting it's a win trap game or a loss trap game? And Coach, you have to give us an actual. You got to give us an actual.
I refuse to.
Come on.
I refuse to. I'm gonna call it a loss then.
Ooh.
I'm hoping to get Salty's magic where every game that he called a loss was a win. So I'm calling it a loss.
Charles says, "Is Gabe straight?" Almost any straight guy loves Kendall. The real issue with that, bro, is like I'm 34 and I don't feel like she's very old, right? How old is she?
I was in college when she was running around as a kid, so that's just weird to me.
If
She was
yeah,
like
so
7
like,
or 8. That's weird.
How old is she now?
I don't know. As old as Book's 24, so probably 21, 23.
See, dude, that's just it's not that it's obviously it's legal, but like
She is 25.
Oh, she's 25?
Yep.
Okay. I could perv out. I'm not above it. 25 is more doable. I felt like maybe she was a little bit younger. Like I don't know. I like them old.
I thought so too.
All right. I like them in their 70s. Now we're just getting random Suns cheerleader picks.
I'm here for it. Anyways.
Oh boy. All right, guys.
Quote of the night.
Let's get this done tomorrow. I agree, Roy. Let's treat the Celtics the way we treated the 76ers, like used up stepchildren. Oh shit, Romp's still in here. My bad. Let's respect them like the champions that they are. Just like
Just respect Embiid. I don't care about anyone else.
We definitely do. And Thibault.
Yeah.
He can come play on the
Book sure
Suns
does.
any day.
If he learned how to shoot, I would respect him.
Yeah. All right, man. I say a W. You say a L. Salt still hasn't given us a definitive.
He's in the Discord now.
He's in the Discord. He's deep in the Kendall Jenner. Somebody put up a picture of.
I saw that.
James.
That's Gabe's ex-girlfriend.
Salty's loving it in here, though. Salty's loving it. Yeah, I think Salty's faking like he's sick in the hospital, bro. Like, get him out of the hospital. I don't think anything's really wrong with him. But man. All right.
Big games tomorrow, by the way, other than ours. You guys are playing the Bucks, Sixers and Bucks, two of the top teams in the East, and then Lakers and Mavericks, and the Mavericks could pull ahead into the 6th seed and the return of Anthony Davis tomorrow too. A lot of things to watch and look forward to.
Yeah, dude. Tomorrow's gonna be big, man. I love these back-to-backs. I love getting to do 2 podcasts back-to-back, man. I wish we were playing the 76ers on a back-to-back so we could do this again, dude.
Hey, we'll see you in the finals.
There we go.
Make a deal, bro. We'll make a deal. Yep.
I think that would break friendships, though.
No,
Jesus,
I mean, because I'm gonna be totally happy. I'm honest to God, like I'm gonna be happy with a Final Four finish. So as long as we get to the Western Conference, I will feel like this year was above and beyond a success for us. Because you got to start. You got to start somewhere. Yeah, but it's gonna.
I thought we would lose in the first round.
I don't want no first round loss. I don't want no second.
No.
Loss. You know,
shit, just go for it. We're winning the damn thing.
That's what I like to hear, man. So, anyways, we love you guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Roy, Charles, Super Mario Hoops, Salt, get better, man. Good luck tomorrow. Jay Salcido, Kenny, basketball football guy, Iverson.
Love you, Salt.
Man. We appreciate you guys. We really do. So hop in the Discord. We'll continue this conversation. The pictures are getting weirder and weirder. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night, man. Coach, where can they find you?
At Coach Evan B on Twitter.
Romp, tell us about your luxurious, high-profile YouTube channel. What do you got, like 50,000 subscribers? 60?
No, I'm at like 8K. But I just
feels
huge, make videos on players I enjoy and give analysis, but I'm not a a professional analyzer.
When's your next Mikal Bridges video coming out?
I think I want to make a video on Cam Johnson, bro. That dude.
Yes.
So good.
My man.
Text us for some inside information. We could tell you a lot about Cam.
He's just. I want him on my team, to be honest. There's so many Suns players I want on my team.
Make sure you include when he got drafted and Kobe White was it Kobe White? Maybe it was him on the Bulls. They told him that Cam Johnson just got drafted, and he's like, "Wow,
Yeah,
wow,
bro.
he just got drafted that high. Wow."
The way they played that off was disrespectful.
And then talk about how we traded Jarrett Culver, the number 6 pick, for Dario and Cam Johnson, and how we were lit up.
And the league was making fun of us, like when
I
they
remember it was super early because I had a video for him on draft night, his story, and that's how Suns Geek found my channel. And I remember the Suns drafted him. I was like, already? And then I released it right when he got drafted. And then Suns Geek found my channel, and that's how it all started. So Cam Johnson.
All for Cam Johnson?
Yeah.
That's how we all came together?
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's destiny.
It's beautiful.
Destiny.
It's really beautiful.
All right, guys. Follow Romp. You guys can follow me at Gabe Von Carter. You can follow the podcast itself at Suns Valley Pod, both on Twitter. Man, good win tonight. We squeaked it out. And we get to live another day and get another dub tomorrow, man. Suns win. Suns win.
Let's get ready to rumble. Barkley 24. Yes. The champ is here. 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 22.5. Book on the crossover. Gets inside and hammers it down.